Whether you're a true whiskey fan or looking for a gift for the whiskey drinker in your life, Flaviar is your exclusive backstage pass. Flaviar offers a monthly subscription that delivers a carefully chosen whiskey right to your doorstep.
In addition, their tasting boxes give you a broad array of samples hand-picked by the experts themselves.
This holiday season, check out Flaviar's Advent Calendar. Every day in December, you can open a different door to a delicious new whiskey.
Go to flaviar.com/Cinemavino to start your adventure in the world of whiskey. Use promo code Cinemavino10 to save $10 on any purchase of $100 or more. That's flaviar.com/Cinemavino. Promo code Cinemavino10. Welcome back to Cinemavino. It's good to have you guys here with us. It's part 3 of our Christmas series. We got Travis Budd. Hello. Sean Jordan.
Hi.
And Taylor Owens.
50% here.
It's 50% here, which is 100% better than what we are used to. So it's good to have you.
The journeyman director known for Superman. I went too soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's fire.
Those are words. So, but yeah, we are doing Scrooged, which was directed by Richard Donner.
The journeyman director known for Superman.
Yeah.
Those terrible parties.
What are we drinking though?
We are drinking Soft Eyes Rosé wine from Santa Barbara County. This is 2022 Rosé. This is a mixture of Grenache and Marcellin, which I'm not familiar with, but I'm 95% Grenache, so it's a good, easy drinking, medium bodied rosé.
11.1.
Yeah, not harsh at all.
Not juicy, not super dry.
Yeah,
just kind of.
This would be a good afternoon, Christmas Eve kind of thing, where you're looking to maintain a long, slow, steady buzz.
It looks like you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being under the weather, I didn't partake, but it looks like you guys really are enjoying the flavor. You're smacking your lips, which means it's got a nice aftertaste.
If you were to imagine the flavor, what is the flavor like in your head?
Just burp into his face.
Yeah.
But I can't smell very well.
Oh, yeah. Booger sugar.
So, it does look like it would have a little bit of citrus, maybe some melon undertones, maybe an apricot.
Cantaloupe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm getting the melon.
Maybe a little bit of honeydew.
Yeah. Do love some honeydew.
Got a little bit of honeydew.
Yes.
There, so, yeah.
Honeydew doesn't have a lot of flavor.
No, but
and yet somehow that flavor takes over every fruit salad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the best honeydew comes from a free hotel buffet.
Ooh.
That is the best honeydew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also getting
styrofoam. Yeah.
A little dry Capri Sun.
Oh, yeah. Kind of. Like one that's kind of like room temperature.
Sat out in the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody took it out of the cooler and then just forgot it. And somebody was like,
that was the last one.
They were like, you want it? It's a little warm. You're like, fucking
we found another one, but it wasn't in the cooler. You want it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The Intercontinental Hotel in Kansas City has some really good honeydew.
There you go.
You guys are ever in that way, staying around the plaza, go get you some honeydew.
They grow them good in Kansas City.
I need a good, melon baller.
Yeah.
I don't have one in the house.
Like Carmelo?
Like something to scoop ice cream with?
A baller?
Yeah, he's a baller.
Is that a sports reference?
Yeah.
Is that football?
No.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong.
Baseball.
A melon baller is what you scoop ice cream with. Am I wrong?
No, a melon baller is what you scoop melon with.
Yeah.
Okay.
An ice cream scoop is what you scoop
ice cream with. Okay. I thought it was the catchy term.
I mean, you could probably do both.
No, a melon baller is a smaller scoop.
Yeah. And
ice cream is a big
really small balls.
A melon baller is a smaller baller.
Yeah.
Okay. Understood.
Like a Bugsy Mugs. Mugsy Bogues?
Yeah.
Bugsy Bogues.
And it's probably not strong enough for a good hard stiff ice cream.
Yeah.
It might break a melon baller off in there.
Yeah.
It depends if you have a metal melon baller. Yeah.
What? I'm just talking about ice cream and melons.
Yeah. I'm just talking about Bugsy Mogs.
Can we get through this podcast?
So,
without talking about Muggsy Bogues.
Now, he was a basketball player.
Yeah.
The short one,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He was a little guy.
I'm thinking Spud Webb.
He was in Space Jam.
Who's shorter, him or Spud Webb?
Now he's splitting hairs there. I think that...
Which one took a picture next to Minute Ball and then showed up in my 7th grade
I think that was Spud.
science textbook?
Yeah.
Spud?
Mm-hmm. I believe that was
Spud and Ball?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Okay, so Scrooged was released November 23rd, 1988. Grossed $100 million against a $32 million budget, so decent-sized hit. Directed by Richard Donner, journeyman director who also directed Superman, Lethal Weapon, Goonies, Maverick, and other
I've
sort
already
of films.
said this twice.
Mm-hmm. Travis covered that ground for us.
Fuck.
Wait, he directed Lethal Weapon, which was written by the guy who wrote the movie we did last week?
He directed all of the Lethal Weapons.
Nice. Fun little tie-in.
Richard Donner clashed with Bill Murray during filming, which is not surprising because Bill Murray clashes with many of the people that he works with.
Just about everybody?
Yeah. He's notorious for feuding with people like, for example, Richard Dreyfuss on the set of What About Bob, Lucy Liu on the set of Charlie's Angels, and most famously, he had a huge falling out with his best friend Harold Ramis on the set of Groundhog Day, which lasted almost up until Ramis' death in 2011, 2012, somewhere in there. This was Murray's first starring role in 4 years after Ghostbusters. The advertising for this movie would play up Murray's connection to that film, even though Scrooged it did not end up being anywhere near as big of a hit.
What year was this again?
This was 88.
Oh, and then, Ghostbusters 2 is 89. All right.
Yeah, so he took 4 years off of movies after
Gotcha.
Ghostbusters. This is a modern, obviously, anybody who's seen it knows it's a modern reworking of A Christmas Carol. In this film, Murray is Frank Cross, who's a ruthless TV executive or TV network president. Cross is horrible to his employees, particularly Grace, his longtime assistant, who's played by Tulsa native Alfred Woodard.
Yeah.
Lovely singing voice.
Do you remember running into Alfred Woodard at Valkyrie? It was after she gave a speech. It was the 100-year anniversary of
Yes.
Tulsa Race Massacre.
Yes.
And we ran into her at Valkyrie.
Yeah. I do. Wow. I do remember that now. Yeah. What an amazing time.
Yeah. It was COVID, though, so we were all wearing masks, so I couldn't be like, Alfred Woodard, let's take a picture together.
Yeah. Did you get to meet her or say hi or anything?
Vaguely. She dropped chapstick out of her purse. And we were like, hey, you dropped something in your purse.
What flavor?
I don't know.
Oh, probably cherry.
Okay.
Cherry's
So,
the best.
he's aloof to his family, which all of Bill Murray's real-life brothers cameo in this film at various points. Brother Brian Doyle Murphy plays Cross's lout father. John Murray is his brother James, and Joel Murray is a party guest at the end of the movie. So he's got 3 brothers in this movie. Cross is visited by 3 ghosts who show him the tragedy of his youth.
Shit on the tragedy of his youth? What'd you say?
Who show him the tragedy of his youth, the errors of his current life, and the miserable outcome of where his choices are going to lead him. Anybody who's ever read Christmas Carol and knows the story knows where it's going to go from there. You got Karen Allen as his love interest. You got Robert Mitchum playing his boss, and Bobcat Goldthwait as a disgruntled employee.
It's my favorite character.
Yes.
Yeah.
This time I love Bryce Cummings, who was his rival.
Oh, yeah.
Also played Clamp from Clamp Corners and Gremlins 2.
He's got great hair.
Yeah, he's in
Great jawline, great hair.
Yeah.
I don't have my phone, or I'd look it up. You look,
Glover,
Bryce Cummings.
John Glover, I think was his name. Somebody, you can look that up.
I can look that up.
Bizarre cameos include Mary Lou Retton and Buddy Hackett. So,
John Glover.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, have you guys all seen?
He was Daniel Clamp in Gremlins too.
Yeah.
So,
I hadn't seen it from start to finish in a long time.
since I was a kid,
But it's shockingly a movie that I've seen on TV.
it shows up.
Yeah.
TBS kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's a little self-referential for it to show up on TV, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Ironic.
I watched it last Christmas. So I watched it
Gave
very
you my
recently.
heart.
Yeah. Very next day, gave it away.
So, Tay, what'd you think?
I like the film, but I don't know how. I think I liked it a lot more in years past. I still liked it this way. It's still funny. I still like Bill Murray. I think he's good in this. I like the Christmas Carol story. I even like the Muppets Christmas. Like I just like
arguably the best one.
It's like I just like the story and how it's like told. This one I kind of was like, because you eventually know what's going to happen. It's like you're like, well, I know how the story ends. So I kind of wasn't as into it this time. And this might sound weird, but I think knowing how much of a dick Bill Murray is, I kind of was like, this whole film, I kind of was thinking, oh, I bet he was an asshole to Bobcat. Oh, I bet they did like 40 takes of this and I bet he and Bobcat just argued. And so like, I don't know if it like made me think like less of the film, but I could just feel it like, I bet he was a dick in this film, big time.
Isn't Bobcat a big podcast guy?
Is he?
Like, hasn't he kind of...
I thought he was rest in peace.
He's big on NPR. He's on Wait, Don't Tell Me a lot.
Yeah, I think he's done a lot of podcasts. He's probably done one where he's talked about Scrooged.
Yeah.
I know he has a big.
Should have had him on this.
Yeah, he's a big has a big feud with Jerry Seinfeld. They hate each other.
Honestly, that makes me respect him that much more.
Yeah.
Fuck Jerry Seinfeld.
There you go.
I'm a big fan of all the police academies. So
yes,
yeah.
Well, and I did like him in this one. I was like, I kind of forgot, how much he was actually in this.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, and the film was good. I liked it. It was funny. The only line that I continuously remember from even like as a kid was the mouse and the reindeer. When it was just like, just staple it. And I thought that was so funny as a kid. And it was just like, and even now I'm like, man, that was kind of dark. It was like, but I was like, still funny as hell.
Yeah.
But that line always stuck with me. But yeah, the ending seemed to me like kind of dragged on. And I still like this movie, but it was like just a little, it was nitpicking.
Yeah.
Ending seemed to drag on. And I was like, oh man. But I still will watch it again. The only negative thing is like, I think just all the bad stories you hear about Bill Murray, that I was like, for some reason that was slipping into my subconscious.
Yeah.
It's like, not that I was like, I'm boycotting this movie because of Bill Murray, but I'm just like, yeah, I could see him being a dick in these movies big time.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying it turned me off, but for some reason, I was just thinking about that more in the actual movie this time.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It gets in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still think it's still a good movie. Still like it. I will watch it. Maybe not every Christmas, but my wife had not seen it, and she was like, "Well, I thought we were going to watch this together." And I was like, "Let me catch you up. It's called A Christmas Carol," and it was like, "Here we go.
Here's the premise.
Here's the premise." It was like, "That's all you got." So I think that's also kind of like it's just a Christmas Carol one.
Yeah.
Like we watched Muppets last year, and I'll watch that one again.
I will watch that.
Every year.
Yeah.
But so that's my only negative thing is this thing about Bill Murray, and also like it's a Christmas Carol, so you know what's going to happen. So my rating on this, even though I do like this film, maybe a 6.5. That's kind of what I was feeling on it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Travi?
I'll go along with 6.5. I do love this film when I remember it exists.
Yeah.
I just always will like forget about it until I see it on, and then I'm like, oh, sweet. What part's it on? This is great. I love the crazy like trailer at the beginning for the Lee Majors.
Okay, that
was good.
Okay, it was very good.
I always like the line like, this is one
Lee
Santa
Majors.
that's going out the front door.
Yeah.
You've been a good boy this year. Yeah.
And Bobcat is great in this as the down on his luck fired guy. But this time I was really watching that Bryce Cummings, John Glover, as the rival, and he's not in many scenes. And then at the end, he's all tied up in a chair most of the time, getting Me Too'd.
Basically.
But he's always like he's such a ham. Like he was great in the like all of 30 seconds or of 60 seconds of actual lines he had in the film.
Yeah.
Because I've just recently watched Gremlins, and because it's a fucking Christmas movie.
Yeah.
We watched it before, but he's in Gremlins 2.
He is.
As the owner of the building that they're in. Whatever his last name is, Clamp. But yeah, so he was what I was really kind of watching this time. I love who's the Ghost of Christmas Past.
Yes, he's so good.
He's a musician, I believe. I can't remember his name right offhand.
Well, he's been in other things.
David Johansen.
Yeah, he's a musician, I believe.
And then the Ghost of Christmas Present is
she was funny.
Carol Kane.
Yeah. I love this film because it's an irreverent version of Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Like you never really get to see Scrooge call the Ghost of Christmas Present a bitch.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like
The New York Dolls. That was
this is inappropriate language to be slinging around. Like, isn't this supposed to be a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
And that is why I do love this, is because it's a Christmas film that you can't exactly let the kids see. And they're talking about the Kama Sutra and just other weird stuff that's like
That's a gift.
Yeah. They're like, it just kind of be hard to answer if the kids are sitting right there like, Mom, what's that book? What are they talking about?
Is this one R or is it PG-13?
I believe it's PG-13.
That would make sense.
so.
An R-rated Christmas movie would be rough.
Yeah.
It'd be Bad Santa.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, I was thinking the same things that you were saying. That as I was watching this, I was like, I know that he was just difficult to work with. Like I know some of the stories where like Bill Murray throws the water on the guy in the restaurant and then tries to walk out, and he wasn't supposed to fall on his ass right there.
Oh yeah, that I did. Yeah,
and then whenever the Ghost of Christmas Present like grabs his lip and yanks it down, she like ripped part of his lip or his gum, and he was bleeding and all that shit. Like those are just like random factoids.
He probably deserved it.
Yeah, sure, probably. But yeah, it just and kind of the gore that they use, because they show all the arms.
Yeah, the practical effects are really good.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's an expensive movie.
Yeah,
for that day.
And they were drinking Bacardi and Tab.
Oh, and Stoli.
Yeah,
and Tab. Yeah, there was a lot of product placement.
Yeah,
in this there was Stoli.
Yeah, they had to pay for this movie.
Yeah,
there was Tab. There was. Oh yes, they named the VHS player that they were getting. They were like, it wasn't a Panasonic.
Oh yeah,
it was like a
Ryobi. They named it, and I was like, oh, they're just cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah.
But the part about this, and the actress from Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Karen Allen.
Yes, I love seeing her in this. But the part of this movie I always remember is, well, besides the Ghost of Christmas Future, when he opens it up and there's like all the screaming
demons,
and I love the non-reaction, and he just closes it and he's like, let's do it. It's like a double take, but it's with the whole curtain.
Yeah.
But the part I remember is the singing at the end, where it was really weird, because the first time I saw it is they were like, all right, you talked during the whole movie, and I'm like, oh my God, this was in theaters. I never saw it in theaters, but it kind of, I hate to say it, takes you out of the movie, because he's talking directly
breaks
into
the fourth
camera.
wall right at the
Yeah, he's talking to them, but it was just weird that I've only ever seen it not in theaters, and just thinking about the viewing in theaters at the time. But yeah, I would give this a 6.5.
No.
There could have been more nipples.
I think most of your reviews end with that sentence.
Yeah.
And it's ironic, because Bill Murray had essentially the same fight with Harold Ramis on Groundhog Day that he had with Richard Donner in this film.
Could have been more nipples.
Well, yeah, exactly. He wanted a darker film. He wanted something even more like grim. And, Richard Donner, who's probably going to be speaking on behalf of the studio and producers of, we need something we can market. We need something. Yeah. It's the same fight that Harold Ramis had. We can't make it as dark as you want to. I don't think Bill Murray was in favor with Groundhog Day of that character getting any kind of redemptive arc. He wanted it to be like his, perpetual hell. So he essentially had the same fight of he wanted a grimmer story, which is interesting. So, Sean, what do you think?
I thought it was good. Like I said, I watched it just last year, and I think that was my first time seeing it last year. So I didn't watch it much as a kid. I mean, 99, is that what it was? 88. 88. Yeah, this predated me. So yeah. I mean, I never watched this growing up, and so I think my fiance had like some ties to it, and she came down. She was like, "You watching Scrooged right now?" But it's good. It's like it's got good acting, good effects. Like the practical effects are really fun. Where he has like the ghost, his like former
mentor,
comes in, just gets shot up, and then starts drinking
and starts coming out all
because did you say that it was nominated for an Academy Award for
makeup.
Best makeup.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah,
to put that much effort into like a, not to say a throwaway movie, but like a Christmas movie, which typically are made cheaper because you get them out. They're good for like 2 months out of the year,
and you know exactly how it's going to end before you go buy a ticket.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's Christmas Carol. It's like you said, it's a Christmas Carol. It's a time well told story.
Yeah.
And I love it every time. It's great. And if you add Muppets to it, it's even better.
Yeah.
Amen.
I think it's one of those stories that you can like riff on a lot and do a lot of fun stuff with. And I think this movie does it really well.
Yeah.
I definitely like I can't watch a Bill Murray movie without thinking like, man, he's probably being a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, Bobcat Goldthwait, I love him. Anything he can be in, I enjoy watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ghost of Christmas Past is such a great character face. He has that voice that's like this.
Perfect.
Just perfect.
This was perfectly cast.
Yeah, the casting is really, really good.
Yeah.
I didn't have any sort of nostalgia for it or any like preconceived ideas going into it, and I think it was a just delightful 7.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Like I'll probably watch it again, maybe a couple Christmases from now. Like it's one that's like cheap enough and doesn't really register that much in my brain space that I can just watch it again with any psychic damage.
I would also rate myself as a delightful 7. Yeah.
We've always said that about you.
6.5.
Yes. Yeah. Depends on the day. Depends on the ensemble.
Grading on a curve.
Yeah. So for me, I would give this a 6. We're all kind of in that same ballpark. Like I say, it's kind of suffered a little bit for me. Like what same reason?
Danny Elfman soundtrack. Sorry.
Oh yeah, and a great soundtrack by Danny Elfman. Yeah.
Danny Elfman did this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. He's the perfect composer for this.
Danny Elfman's great in everything.
Yeah, but he definitely fits that sort of dark Tim Burton like black comedy vibe so well. That's just like what he was
Dark
made
and kooky.
Yeah. So yeah, it definitely. I'm the same way. Seeing Bill Murray and stuff like this now, I can't get that out of my head. Like, what an asshole! I thought about that through the whole movie.
Well, and because and there were some scenes where it was like even the very beginning of the film, like you don't know when they filmed that, but it was like after all those credits and he's talking to Bobcat, and he just looks so put out with that conversation. I'm just like, is he acting or is this just like the end of the shoot and he's like, get me out, get me off this set.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I was like, so that just always runs through my mind.
Maybe the director played into it. Maybe they were like, all right, we're going to wait until he is exhausted and we're going to do this take.
Yeah.
I want him to be the biggest asshole you've ever seen.
I saw an interview with Richard Donner where he said we disagreed a few times, and by that I mean like every day of filming that we had. They pretty much fought nonstop. It's like with What About Bob, where he and Richard Dreyfuss. I mean, you think about that movie where it's like they're basically like the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, and supposedly behind the scenes, Richard Dreyfuss just wanted to kill Bill Murray. So it's like, is he acting in that? When he flips out in What About Bob, is that even acting? You think about that, like in this movie when people roll their eyes when Bill Murray's walking out of a scene, it's like, are they acting?
Yeah.
Or are they really
channeling?
Yeah.
Is there any director that works with Bill Murray regularly?
Wes Anderson.
Yeah, I was going to say Wes Anderson has worked with him a lot.
Mm-hmm. And you had
why did they get along?
Yeah, I don't know.
He also gets along with Ed Norton.
And then
there you go.
Well, because I thought he had even said in an interview that it was like he respects people, whatever it was, but like Wes Anderson and what was Lost in Translation? Sofia Coppola. Yeah. So he's like he for some reason referenced them too as like directors that he really enjoyed working with.
I bet he's one of those guys that on a professional setting, like if you can vibe in with him and find that groove, great. Yeah. If you're not in that groove, he's the worst person in the world to work with.
Yeah.
So I feel like he could be worked with if he's like, let's just try one, and you're like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
But if he's wanting to script doctor a movie and like take it into a different direction, that's
tough.
That's hard to you can't just do one shoot with that.
Yeah. Well, especially if you're in a situation like what Harold Ramis or Richard Donner were, where it's like he wants to go night and day, and it's like, there's a line in the sand. You're either going with him off the cliff or you're stand your ground. If you stand your ground, he's going to fight with you, and it's going to be ugly. So yeah. So, I mean, this definitely has some funny parts. Bill Murray's perfectly cast as Scrooge. And like I said, everybody that's in this movie is perfectly cast. To me, this has a formula that was perfected later with Groundhog Day, where it's like you got the asshole, guy at the beginning of the film who earns his, like, redemptive, arc over the course of the movie. Like, he becomes a better human.
Talking Chevy Chase?
That
was also an asshole.
Yes.
I was going to say, in a head-to-head asshole off, I feel like Chevy Chase would win.
He would.
A lot.
Oh yeah.
It seems like Bill Murray's a lovable asshole.
That would be like the Godzilla versus King
asshole.
Kong sort of asshole off.
Yeah.
They would eventually team up to fight the larger asshole.
No, they would not team up.
Yeah.
The mecha asshole.
They don't like each other too much. They don't like each other.
Neither do King Kong and Godzilla.
No.
Yeah, but sometimes they still, dap it up. But these guys, no. That's
I just pictured King Kong and Godzilla just dapping it up.
Yeah.
Let's go get this fucker.
Get spread, fam.
So yeah, this has been another episode of Cinemavino. We thank you guys very much for coming along with us, watching some Scrooged. We got Soft Eyes, Rosé, Garnacha. It's California, Santa Barbara. Easy
I thought you were
drinking.
talking about Travis.
That too.
Garnacho.
Soft
We got
apple.
soft eyes.
Yeah.
Good old soft eyes over here.
It's about $20. It's a good holiday wine. It's a good pound and wine where you can just drink it and it won't sit heavy.
I'll take a pounding.
I've heard that. I've heard you do well with that.
Old soft eyes pounding.
Yeah. Soft eyes bud. Great movies, Only Drunker. We thank you guys next time, or thank you guys very much. Join us next time.
We will thank you
From the
next
top. Take it again.
We thank you guys very much. Join us next time. We will do the holdovers. So we'll see you then. Toodaloo.
Bye.
TTFN.
Clap.